Okie doke. It's been a very, very, very busy day, intel-wise today. It usually is when Mr. Perry escalates his efforts to human traffic me, which means he wants to kidnap me and hold me hostage and pimp me out and get rich off the violent crime against me of rape and assault and battery. And he got caught because he did it to me. He's been doing this to women for a long time. And I told him in 2016... you've gotten away with heinous crimes all your life, not this time. Watch this. And since then, he's seeing things he's never seen before. We are making history. So, what does this say from 2023? You do not like it when she finds out what harm you're planning next before you have a chance to do it? They said no. We are like, yeah, bullshit. We don't believe that for a minute. Because if you didn't like it, you'd stop. So you're getting something out of getting caught. You got nothing else. You spend a lot of money, millions of dollars, trying to cover up your crime of human trafficking and witness tampering and victim tampering and prostitution, trafficking. Aren't you counterfeiting too? Are you guys counterfeiting? We heard a lot of organized crime, terrorism. You have you poison me all the time, or you try to. You murder people. You murdered a cop, Lucky Miller. We know Mike Neely did not do that. Prove us wrong. Mr. Perry, do not tell me one more time you have to prove it. I do not. I do not have to prove diddly shit. Okay? I'm telling the truth, and you know that, or you would have proved me wrong long ago on fact. Not by trying to murder me. Not by trying to murder my son. Not by trying to kidnap my granddaughter. Not by trying to kidnap me and hold me hostage and make me lie. Suborn perjury. And you have, for many, many, many years, constantly threatened me with false arrest. You did one. Okay, we caught you on that. We got all, you obstructed justice and destroyed evidence of attempted murder is what you did. You're not proving us wrong. You're proving us right with every one of these things you try to do. She caught him again. They found out again. Because you're making people uncomfortable. People do not like your crime. I've told you that. You just don't understand how hated you are. And how sick of you everybody is. All of you. We get the help, not you. We get the help so we find out before. We don't run around and go out and ask, how'd they find out what we planned or what we just said. We don't plan crime. We plan to ruin your crime and you. We like ruining criminals. We like ruining crime and the criminals who commit it, especially your kind of heinous, deranged, disturbing, like murder in the first of a cop, murder of babies, rape of babies, pedophilia, necrophilia, every deviant, deranged, disturbing, demented, sick, twisted thing no normal person can think up with a gun to our head. We couldn't think up the stuff you guys do. And you're addicted to it, and you're a slave to it. And it controls everything you do, even to your own detriment. So, if you didn't like getting caught, you wouldn't do it to me and my children. So we hear that Trey McClendon now has the case. And I guess it got Judy kicked it. She didn't want it. Went to Farmer. We found out about it, so she kicked it. Didn't want it. Went to Hansen, and we addressed the probable cause problems that he had when you did the first false arrest that you had threatened months before. My emails and texts said it before, same as they are now, same as I'm saying it now. There's not a day that goes by that Charles Perry does not threaten me with death. We're going to kill you. Death. That's a death threat. False arrest, kidnapping, false imprisonment, rape, poisoning, drugging. I'm going to make you blind. I'm going to incapacitate you because I'm so weak. I have to hide behind other people to fight a woman. And I got to get all my buddies to help. I'm not tough enough to fight a man my age, my size, in good health, in broad daylight. I gotta find a woman, and then I gotta hide behind somebody, like a cop. You know, hide behind a cop? You think that makes you tough? No. Hide behind poisons and drugs, or subdue us first? Was you that weak? That's pretty damn weak. I don't know what you're gonna do to prison when you get to prison and they beat the hell out of you. Because prison, here's the thing about prison. It's not a threat, it's just the way it is. They beat the shit out of pedophiles and men who abuse women and kids, thinking that makes them tough and masculine or hotshot. It doesn't. It makes you weak, and they see you as weak. They see you as a sick, demented type. When you are abusive to women and children, sir. So your kind gets beat up. You should expect it. I don't know what you're going to do. You don't know how to fight men, do you? You've never done it. You've only fought women and children. That's kind of your thing, isn't it? But you get caught when you did it to me, right? Human trafficker. Charles Perry, you're a human trafficker. Prove me wrong. You're trying to coerce and subjugate with violence. So how many times a day do you guys poison me? We know that you watched me in my house. First, you were sneaking in my house, putting stuff in food I already had, so I'd find out about it, because the guys are using your equipment to watch you in my house. Okay? I gave them permission to do that. There shouldn't be cameras in my house. If there are, use them. You have my permission to use whatever's in my house to catch bad guys. If they clone my phone, get in my phone, and you can be in my phone and every copy thereof and hot mic the shit out of it. And that's my phone. It's not your phone, it's a copy of my phone. Right? There's other ways too, but that's one way that they can hear everything you say. And we've already told you that. If you don't like that, get the fuck out of my phone. Get out of my phone. And what else? So then I started dumping stuff out, because the guys were like, they put some in that food, so dump it out. So I dumped it out. So then I'd go to the store and buy more. And so David Roberson and his crew of cruelty, weirdo, criminal, demented, deranged pieces of trash started repackaging food and literally putting it on the shelves. And we heard him calling the manager. I think it was Gordy. We heard, here she comes, put that stuff I dropped off, put it on the shelves. They start watching you drop it off all over the place. Gordy talking to restaurants, listening to you call restaurants. If I don't go to the grocery, you call the restaurant. And you know that, and you do it anyway. So don't tell us you don't like getting caught. You don't like us finding out before. If you didn't like it, you'd stop. When you're getting results you don't like, you stop. It's kind of like we've said before. When you walk in somebody else's house, and you turn the stove all the way up and then stick your hand on it repeatedly and get burned, you can't complain about getting burned. Okay, don't do that. The rest of us are smart enough to figure that out pretty quickly. We don't need finger paints and crayons and Play-Doh for somebody to explain to us that when you do a certain thing and you get a certain result every day, all day long for 15 years, over and over and over and over, that if you don't like that, then stop. So what is the payoff you're getting? You're getting something out of doing it anyway. I mean, you complain about it, but you don't really not like it, or you'd stop. You have to want to get caught. You paid millions of dollars for a cover-up you didn't get. You know what it got us? Truth. So anyways, I guess it goes to, I point out the problems with probable cause to, the other thing Charles threatens me with every day is, we're going to make you broke. We're going to shut your bank accounts down, and we're going to get your driver's license, and we're going to make you, so you have no choice but to go with us if you want to eat. Is that a threat, sir? Are you threatening me with destitution again? Yeah. Okay, so anyways, so we hear today that I guess Judge McClendon's doing a lot of fact-finding, and he's doing diligence, which is normal. That's what judges are supposed to do. And Hoffmeister doesn't like that. Jerry Bender doesn't like that. Steve Kuntzweiller doesn't like that. So those three, and Charles and David, sit down and meet or get on the phone and start talking. Let's usurp him. Have Hoffmeister write out a bench warrant. And have her hauled back to Tulsa so that we can prevent Judge McClendon from doing diligence, because nobody wants the truth out, except everybody but you, actually. So that's one way we found out. Okay, when you do the crime to me, you get caught. You paid millions of dollars for a cover-up you did not get. You got us information about your crime. No other victim has this. I'm not a victim, you're the job. Okay? Charles and I are not a couple. Charles is the job. Charles is a delusional wackadoo who is about 10 years past a good time for a butterfly net in a padded cell. He's a loony toony. He was diagnosed with Huntington's disease by his doctor. What he's trying to do to me is shrink shop and look around to find a shrink who will say what he wants them to say. I'm not doing what she says. She's just crazy. No, you can't do that. You got to prove me wrong on fact. Because that is objective information, not subjective. Okay, so we look at objective information, sir. Facts that can be supported with evidence. Witness statements that can be supported with evidence, since witnesses are notoriously confused. You have to support what people say with evidence. Hardcore evidence. Part of the evidence we have right now is I knew before you did it, and the information I had was very specific and very detailed. And we got a lot of pullover emails, sir, that I typed up what you said in a recording of you. I intend to do a targeted pullover. You claim you don't know where I live, that you're not a video voyeur watching me in the privacy of my home. Get ready to go to the store. Oh shit, she found out we poisoned XYZ, her coffee, for example. She just poured it out. Now she's going to go to the store and get more coffee. So make sure you call Target and tell them to put the stuff we dropped off that we poisoned and repackaged on the shelf. So when she gets there, she buys more poisoned coffee. We hear all of that. Once we have it, David, we have it. Once we have it, dumb David, it's out. Once we have it, Gordy, we have it. It's mens rea. Now we can establish malicious aforethought and criminal intent. You intended to commit a crime. You stated in your goal, well, here's what we intend to achieve when we commit this crime. She will subjugate and go be trafficked. We're going to get our money, and then we're going to pimp her out a time or two and kill her. Put her in a dungeon, beat the hell out of her, torture her, because she's a woman who pissed us off. And we got our mommy problems, our mommy issues, and our difficult upbringing that we're going to project onto other people, since we're too weak and stupid to keep that shit to ourselves. Okay, you can't handle it. We have to bother other people with that. You know? You got to go to therapy. Okay, lots of people get molested as children. Lots of people get the shit beat out of them as children. But only 0.1% of the population, Lonnie Evans says, he's a criminologist at Seton Hall. He said, but only of all the people who get abused in all the population in the whole world, only 0.1% becomes a violent offender and uses it as an excuse to fail instead of a reason to succeed. And that is a decision that you make. You just make the choice. Just like that. Lonnie Evans himself was abused as a kid. And instead of imposing that on other people, he became a criminologist so he can help figure out what makes people violent. That's what criminologists do. Criminology is the study of why in the fuck would anyone do that. Okay? So, everybody has a choice. Everybody makes their choice, and in doing so, they make their legacy. You got a good legacy your family's proud of, or you got one they're ashamed of, and they have to apologize long after you're gone. Okay, you tried to murder my son. I'm told he looks nothing like he used to. Now, I understand he's got some facial disfiguration, and I want to know, nobody will tell me why. What happened that caused that? And I want to know why. I also want to know why you're monitoring his phone calls. Because if you didn't do to him what we said you did to him, what in the hell difference does it make to you if I talk to him, or anybody else for that matter that he wants to talk to? His phone belongs to him. He's 25 years old. He's a grown man. Any contract that you had people sign, either under duress or with some enticements, or during the process of a criminal act, such as witness tampering, coercion, attempted bribery, or threats. You guys are all about threats and bribes. Take the bribe and lie for us, or we'll make you lose your job, or we'll do a false arrest on you, or we'll try to kill you. Same as we did Mike Neely and Cynthia. Prove me wrong. Listen, David, you have to prove me wrong. On fact, not by retaliation, not by murder, not by kidnapping, not by subjugation, not by poisoning, not by drugs. Just on fact. This is what you're doing or not, yes or no. These are not hard questions. These are very, very easy questions. You're either doing what I say you're doing or you're not. I'm getting the information from somewhere else. You're under investigation. As we keep saying. Now, I told you also that there are some congressmen that want to know why in the fuck you think you have the right to use tax dollars, money that doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the American people, to facilitate delivery in a human trafficking deal. You want to use a police officer to pull me over, do a false arrest, or Judge Hoffmeister to do a bench warrant for what? What's he going to do a bench warrant for? We don't know. You tell us. To do a false arrest so you can sit me down, and in your delusion you think you would talk me into going to be trafficked with you, and I will not. I'll see you in court. And I've already told you that, and I'm not going to change my mind. When Charles Perry runs around and goes, she changed her mind, please understand you're dealing with a man who was diagnosed by his doctor with Huntington's disease, and it causes paranoia, delusion, hallucinations, psychosis, and impaired cognitive reasoning. There is no chance I would change my mind. I never have and never will. I have people telling me what he's trying to do to me before he has a chance to do it. Many times when they put repackaged food, poisoned food on the shelves for anyone in my community to buy, I know not to buy it. I know to pour stuff out. So I don't eat it and I don't drink it. And they've been trying to kill me with poison, or at least subdue me and get me hospitalized for, many years. Many years. But more lately, have they been doing the repackaging, or call the restaurant and have the restaurant put the rat poison in her food. Right, Gordy? Isn't that your thing? Rat poison? I'm not suicidal, okay? I'm not even close. Not even kinda. Not even a little bit. I'm very, very, very strong. And the more you guys do to me, and I've had to endure extreme prolonged duress, the stronger I get. The stronger my resolve. You don't succeed at your plan, you just piss us off. And strengthen our resolve. Mr. Perry, you're the criminal, you're getting caught. You're not getting help, you're getting caught. I don't care what you think, didn't ask. I asked you not to contact me at all. When you contact me, I get more because there's some intent that it would deter your crime of contacting me or invading my privacy. And you've got some sick, twisted ways of contacting people that no normal person, even with a gun to their head, could think that up. And you just pissed me off again. Okay. You want to call for my boss? It's not going to happen, dude. He's pissed. He didn't do what he said to do. Don't invade her privacy. Don't contact her or her kids. Get her son home to her now. And he said that a year ago when you first tried to kill him. You've done many things to him subsequently to cause even more injuries and additional attempts to try to kill him. Why is his face disfigured? Why is it? Mr. Perry, if you contact me, I'm going to get more. I'm going to find out more. You take from me, we take from you. You cause a problem for me, we cause 100 for you. I don't want to hear from you. You're a whack job. Do you see me down at the mental hospital asking those people what they think? Or going down to the state prison asking those people what they think? Okay, you're a deranged, demented, mentally ill criminal. I don't give a shit what you think. I really don't. You're not the crowd I want to please. In fact, if I'm pleasing you, I'm doing something wrong. I need to change what I'm doing. I want you to fuck off, you fucking weirdo. Please be embarrassed like everybody else is about what you're doing. I think nothing embarrasses that. I don't think he has filters left either. It embarrasses the hell out of me. I mean, if he heard what people said behind his back, he wouldn't show his face in public again. Because he makes a lot of phone calls and people hang up the phone and they say what they really think. Because if you tell Charles and Dave and those guys what you really think, they'll kill you dead. So they don't tell them what they really think. But they hang up the phone and they tell us what they really think. You wouldn't show your face in public again. None of you would. Al, you either. They don't have nice things to say about you. Those guys are deranged, some kind of sick motherfucking, wow. Okay, so we hear about the Judge McClendon thing, and Judge Hoffmeister is trying to usurp and obstruct Judge McClendon's seeking of facts and evidence to support those facts. Now, you have to prove us wrong, just like that. And you can't, or you would have done it a long time ago. You try to retaliate. You try to murder. That's why you tried to murder my son. You thought you were going to cover something up, didn't it? But what's really happening is you're proving me right. The more you do, the more you're proving me right. Because you're going to have a motive behind what you're doing. Cover things up that you're doing. Cover that, you did a crime, and then you want to cover that up so you commit another crime, and then you want to cover that up so you commit another crime, or 2 or 3. Now you got a pile of them stacked and racked against you. Once we have it, we have it. Once it's out, it's out. Okay, we don't all have senile dementia or Alzheimer's like you. We remember it when it's been said once. We expressed intent to have her pulled over, and pulled over again, and pulled over again, and pulled over again, and pulled over again, using tax dollars like we think it's our money to blow through to enrich ourselves in a human trafficking deal. We think if we have her pulled over and false arrested, we can sit her down and talk her into being trafficked, and then we'll get our money and we'll all get rich. Isn't that what you think? Why would you traffic someone if you don't think you're going to make some money out of that? You're risking everything, and the cost of everything and the risk of all. You got to scratch that itch. Okay, prove me wrong on fact. Not by retaliation, not by murder, not by kidnapping, not by rape, not by subjugation, not by drugs and poison, subduing, just facts. You can't, or you would have done it a long time ago. You seem to be insisting on proving me right. So what happened between Judge McClendon and Judge Hoffmeister that made Judge Hoffmeister and Jerry Bender and Steve Kuntzweiller sit there and have a meeting? Well, let's see if we can't take over what Judge McClendon's doing, because we don't want him finding facts and doing diligence. We don't want him to know the truth. We want to obstruct justice again. Yes or no, true or not? Prove me wrong. Okay? Prove me wrong. What my guy said is, don't invade her privacy, don't contact her or her family. Her son has to be with her. She has to be broke. You got to give her money back and leave her alone. Otherwise, the grown-ups are going to do it for you, and you won't like how we do it. That's all there is to it. Then we hear police departments arguing with each other. Didn't you guys get her pulled over? The governor's really mad. He chewed us out. We didn't get her pulled over. Oh, my God. And then the other guys are like, well, she's kind of new here. You guys had 10 years. You didn't get her pulled over either. Well, they kind of did in Tulsa, and we took him to court in Tulsa. That's what Judge Hoffmeister knows about, right? That was dismissed no cause. So what's Judge Hoffmeister doing in it now? What's he have to do with anything now? Charles, is there some overstepping here and obstructing here again, sir? You have to prove me wrong. I do not have to prove a damn thing. I didn't sue you. I sued you 3 times. 3 times, 5 attorneys who were seasoned against 1 woman with not a lick of even college, really. 1 year of Bible school. And you went chicken shit, and you were a coward, and you couldn't face me like a man, and you went in a back room where nobody knows what you said, and no one was there to show evidence that would be contrary to what your statement was in court. Well, Judge, he's lying. See, here's the evidence he's lying. Nobody was there to do that. Nobody was there to do that. You played Candyland against you, and you beat you. You had no opposition and no opponent. It's my case. It's my lawsuit. All parties are supposed to participate. The burden of proof was on me. And you did not make me prove it. 3 times, you went in a back room with the judge and you bought your way out. And in those lawsuits, I asked for protective orders or injunctive orders to make you leave me the fuck alone. Anything that you've done in the process of a crime of stalking or attempted human trafficking or attempted coercion or attempted subornation of perjury or attempted witness tampering or victim tampering, sir, is inadmissible and unenforceable. So whatever contract you think you made my son sign is null and void, and you did it under duress, because all you guys do is run around and go, you're going to do what we say, you're going to take the enticement, or we're going to do the same thing to you that we did to her and Mike Neely. Or Chief Miller. We'll murder you. And then you tried to murder my son, right? Okay, so we're not going to keep repeating the same thing for you. You got attorneys. You need to call your attorneys and ask them for. And if your attorney's giving you bad advice, then go get a different one. Okay? I'm not your attorney. It's also not my job to try to reason with you. Okay? Why can't you just think about this stuff yourself? Everybody else does. You just can't keep up with normal society. Okay? Society has said, let's make this illegal. It's deviant. It's criminal because it's offending us. It's offensive to people when you violate someone's rights like that. Yep, there's a duty to intervene. Local police, I assert my rights under the duty to intervene statutes and equal protection. I have the right to be protected from a monster like Charles Perry and any corrupt cop he might have on his payroll. And he's got a bunch. Most of them are in Tulsa, aren't they? Al, Blankenship, Richard, who else? I mean, you tell us. Prove me wrong. What if somebody's looking into their money to see where their money comes from? Okay, you can't use tax dollars to facilitate, so you think you can intimidate me and put me in jail. Now she'll be intimidated. Whoa, we get a bunch of cops to go tell her she has to go. Yeah, you're hiding behind other people, first of all. So you're a coward. Second of all, that isn't your money. That's taxpayer, American people money. Citizens' money. Money that was intended to be used to prevent crime like yours. And prevent someone's rights from being violated the way you intend to and are attempting to. So I have somebody else applying the duty to intervene to tell me where not to drive down that street, drive down this one. Duty to intervene when a citizen's civil rights are being violated, and you know it. And if the best you can do in your career in law enforcement is to be the bitch of a sex weirdo, you need to get out and let somebody in who can do it right. And if you're too weak to tell a bad guy no, go be a librarian if you need something soft. And if the governor yells at you because you didn't commit the crime just right, tell him to call me. It's inappropriate for him to do that. He's not in the proper loop to know that maybe that's very inappropriate for him to call a cop and say, scream and yell because he didn't get me pulled over. There's a duty to intervene, Governor. That's being applied here, as is equal protection, and you need to do the same. Or you're just part of the conspiracy to commit a crime. Aren't you? Doesn't every governor have legal counsel to advise them? Here's what you can do that's legal, and here's what you can't do. You can't be a part of human trafficking. And you can't use tax dollars to do it. It's illegal. You go to jail. Somebody somewhere is going to put these people in jail, or she wouldn't find out about all this stuff. Okay. Charles daydreams something else. That's his choice. Doesn't change what we're doing one bit. Never has, never will. Okay. Whoever keeps saying she can't go back to New Mexico or Albuquerque, is that where Dennis is? You're sticking your nose where it don't belong, so that's how we find out. And when we find out, it's not up to you. Nothing's up to you. You're not getting the help. We are. We don't run around and say, how'd they find out what we just said? You do that. How did she get that information? How'd she find out about that? How'd she know to do that? When you do the crime to me, you get caught. You have for 15 years all day, every day. When you do the crime to me, you're going to get caught. When you do the crime to me and my kids, you're going to get caught. If you do crime to me and my kids, you're going to get caught and you're going to go to jail. You have my word, I promise. You're seeing things you haven't seen before. We're making history here. Okay? When y'all run around and go, this has never happened before, we're going, well, we're making history here, so get used to it. I've not seen my son and how bad he looks. I've heard it looks bad. He looks bad. That you did really damaged his body. Really mangled his little body. As a parent, you want to you want your kids to have a good life and be happy and successful and prosperous and healthy. And when your kids are little and they fall down, and all you have to do is kiss it and make it better. And Dennis would come to me all the time, he'd fall down and, Mom, kiss it, make it better. So I did, and he would be fine. I can't do that. I can't do that for him now. But I can at least take care of him, and you're in my way. And so the grown-ups are fixing to make you get out of my way. And you're not going to like it. But you asked for that. And nobody will help you. Nobody wants to help monsters like you. Nobody. Okay, he has been a year without my help. Deprived of family caregiver, deprived of proper medical care, deprived of everything he needs to get better after you tried to murder him, deprived of protection from additional attempts. And you're going to pay with legal consequences. You have my word, I promise, and you're not going to like it. Now, we've told you repeatedly, give back what you took. You want to talk to my boss. You keep thinking you're getting me fired, and you're not. Clearly, you're not. You did piss him off, though. For 6 years, he said, you're going to give back what you took, and you're going to get the hell out of her life. Pay your fucking bill. Because I'm sick of watching my girl be broke. Because you're making her broke. Trying to subjugate. And trying to make it where she thinks she didn't have a choice but to be trafficked. She does. And you, Mr. Perry, if you contact me, I'm going to get more. I'm done. We'll just get more. You chose. That's your choice.